Welcome back to GTM Education, and today we're going to look at 5 best maths websites for GCSE to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. So in terms of the first maths website that you must use to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths, it is called Seneca Learning, and this website is one that I highly recommend, and I have already done 2 previous videos on why you must use Seneca to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths, telling you guys how to make the most out of it, and I have placed a card at the top of your screen for you guys to check this out on how to use Seneca to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. And also I've done another video on how to use Seneca to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. There's 2 different things on why you must use it and how you must use it, because Seneca is something that is accessible for all students, but it's the way you use it and realize why you must use it, something that is very important. So this will be something that I show at the top of your screen in terms of cards. If you want to check it out, the links are at the top of your screen, or you can check out my description for the other videos on my channel, or you can just check my channel itself and you should be able to see the videos labeled how to use Seneca and why you must use Seneca. So in terms of Seneca, it breaks down learning into bite-sized maths chunks, and when it comes to Seneca, it is very, very useful. I don't want to go very much into the massive details behind it because I've already expressed why you must use Seneca Learning in a separate video, which I've just discussed about. But the good thing about Seneca, it suits students. If you're looking for something that designed for students, it is Seneca Learning, because you students are at a very young age. It's not as if you're very old. You could say 16, 17, 15. It's not a big age. It's something where you're just starting to learn the real world. And when it comes to Seneca, it breaks it down. It has that nice transition, that smooth transition from being that key stage 2 student to a key stage 3 to a key stage 4. And it's something that is very, very useful in my opinion. In terms of what else it does, it analyzes past tests and work, and it is tailored towards you. So everyone is different. You have past exams, past works that you can do on Seneca Learning, and say you get particular questions wrong, they are tailored for you to do those questions again. So you do not have to have that hassle of doing everything yourself. It pretty much has everything done for you. It's a great revision tool. I didn't want to go into the most details regarding why you must do Seneca Learning, and because that's something that I've already expressed in another video, and that really talks about the highlights and importance of Seneca Learning as a tool and as a very good website. That's why it is one of the 5 best maths websites that I have stated for GCSE Maths to get a grade 9. And in terms of the final thing, it has good exam quality content written by world-class teachers, and it's not only exam quality content in terms of exam papers, but the content that is provided in the slides, in like the videos, in like the information that's provided in the notes. It's very, very useful, and these are done by world-class teachers. These are teachers that have been in the field for a very long time. And when it comes to teachers, there's another video that I've always recommend, which is the mentality and that secret mentality you need to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. There's something related to teachers in that video. That's a small hint, and to make the most use out of it, I do urge you to watch that video. It's very, very important, because the videos are on the screen, the videos that are on this channel are there on a purpose, and it's to make sure you gather as much knowledge as possible. At the end of the day, knowledge is what is going to take you guys to the next stage and put you ahead of the other students and get closer to getting a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. So gather as much knowledge as you can from this YouTube channel and make the most out of it. And these world-class teachers are not teachers that have not been in this field. They are the world-class teachers, and they've now written these content, these notes, these slides, these questions. It is so useful. I think this website was one of the main reasons why I was able to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. I was supposed to get full marks in all 3 papers. That's how important this website was for me, and it is something where I'm not a student that revised 24/7 since year 7. I'm a student that took GCSE serious when it comes to year 11, and Seneca Learning was something that helped me massively, because I was really messing about. Even though could say I was quite smart, Seneca Learning was something that made me actually revise. I was quite messing around in school. I wasn't the guy that was really vigorous when it comes to his learning. I used to enjoy my time in school. But when it comes to Seneca Learning, it helped me massively, because there's a lot of gaps in my knowledge, and it came through very, very nicely at the right time, because we were one of the first cohorts, if not, we were the second cohort to do all grade 9 if we're the first cohort to do all grade 9 to 1 GCSEs, and the second cohort to do the grade 9 to 1 GCSEs for English and Maths. So we were one of the first few people to do this, and Seneca Learning came right in clutch for us to get good grades, and it helped me massively. And that's something that all my grade 9 friends, all my grade 8 friends, literally my friends that worked hard, say that Seneca is something that saved them to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. So in terms of the second website to use to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths is Corbettmaths. And when it comes to Corbettmaths, I've also done a video on this, on how to use Corbettmaths to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. But it's one of the most important websites that came in clutch for me, because first of all, the videos on the website is very useful. When it comes to the videos, they're tailored towards a particular topic, to a particular lesson, to a particular targets for you specifically. The videos are there on purpose, and it's very useful because you watch a video, they can take those textbook exercises. You don't have to go and search in a textbook to find the exercises particular to the video, but when you watch a video, the textbook exercises are literally based off that video, so you have an opportunity to practice that knowledge. Because at the end of the day, you can watch this video, you can gain knowledge, but how would you know you have gained the knowledge? That's why you do a test. That's the reason why there are exams, to test your knowledge. So textbook exercises are there to tailor towards the video to test your knowledge. Did you actually learn what was in the video? So that's why textbook exercises are there. I highly recommend them. It's a good textbook exercise. It's not as if you have to do like hundreds of questions. It's good questions, good grade differences in terms of each question, and it's very efficient. And that's the most important things. Talking back to about secret mentality, efficiency, something that is very important. And in terms of the next thing, it's the exam style practice questions. So you don't need to even find exam past papers to find the exam style questions. When I watched how to use Corbettmaths to get a grade 9 GCSE in Maths, Corbettmaths is something that I tell you guys to use. And the funny thing is, I tell you to use Corbettmaths after you have used Seneca. So it's like a little series that is going on, from how to use Seneca to how to use Corbettmaths to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. So watch those videos, learn what I've been able to do, and then apply it to yourself. Because what I've done wasn't no vigorous learning exercise. I didn't do something that was very difficult for me to do. I played it very smart. I played it very thoughtfully, and I've tutored students to do the same, and they've been able to receive grade 9 as well, because I've made the process of getting a grade 9 in GCSE Maths or any other subject not a difficult thing, not a difficult task. So listen to your advice, take it on, and make the most out of it. And in terms of the final thing, it's those 5-a-day 9-to-1 GCSE worksheets. These were a very good lifesaver for me when it comes to getting a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. I was one of those students that was pretty lazy. I couldn't be asked to do textbook exercises. I couldn't be asked to do exam-style practice questions. I couldn't be asked to do this, couldn't be asked to do that. But when these 5-a-day 9-to-1 GCSE worksheets came, they were very useful, because that's when it gave me that motivation. Because it's little a day that is very important. And if you have these 5-a-day 9-to-1 GCSE worksheets, it's just 5 questions a day, and every day if you do these 5 questions, you'll know which question you got wrong, and then it makes life a lot easier for me, because I was able to go through the questions that I got wrong, and then I used to focus on that. Because for me, I really love the testing segment. I don't really like the learning segment. I think that is similar to you guys as well. After tutoring students, I realized that this is a real common theme. A lot of students don't want to spend the time revising, sitting down, learning. That's not something that everyone wants to do. Rather, they want to actually do the work, test themselves. That's why when you do exams, everyone's actually pretty focused, pretty determined to do good in the exam. Everyone likes to be tested, and that's something that we saw, something that I learnt, and something that I applied. So I like getting tested. So I tested myself every day for the 5-a-day 9-to-1 GCSE worksheets. There are 5 different questions and 5 different topics. Questions I get wrong, I go and learn the topics. This 5-a-day 9-to-1 GCSE worksheets was a real important thing for me. I would say you make the most out of these 9-to-1 GCSE worksheets, because it's only 5 questions a day. It's not as I'm telling you to do hundreds of questions. The question that you get wrong in the 5-a-day 9-to-1 worksheets, there is a mark scheme with that. You check out what you got wrong, but you should know what topic it is, and then use that topic to watch the videos for that topic from Corbettmaths. Then you can do the textbook exercises and see if you've been able to now answer those sorts of similar questions that you failed to answer in the 5-a-day 9-to-1 GCSE worksheet. Can you do it now with the textbook exercises? If you can do it with that, then test yourself with the exam style practice questions. I think it's only 5 big questions or 10 big questions. Make the most use of it. And Corbettmaths is why it's one of the best brilliant websites that I believe is good to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. And Seneca Learning, Corbettmaths, they go hand in hand with each other. That's why I've done those videos first on my channel, because these two are the ones that I mostly used towards getting that grade 9 in GCSE Maths. So pretty much very close to getting full marks in each of my 3 papers. So in terms of the third website to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths, and this is Maths Genie. When it comes to Maths Genie, this is the website which, if you guys do not like Seneca Learning and Corbettmaths, if you don't like that duo partnership, Maths Genie is what that can do everything by itself. When it comes to Maths Genie, the website is free to use. It doesn't require you to sign up. It's something that offers a wide array of resources, and is an opportunity for you guys to take advantage of this website. It's similar to Corbettmaths, and at the same time it's similar to Seneca Learning. When it comes to the next point is the fact that for each section of a topic you can access 1 or 2 videos. So when you want to watch a video, it's normally about 15 minutes long on average, but they give you examples on how to answer questions and then give you short tasks to complete to test your knowledge. Maths Genie is something that is very, very useful, and when it comes to its videos, it has its own YouTube channel as well as other things in those channels which can play many of the videos. And when it comes to Maths Genie, there are printable question sheets and booklets to practice for the exam. When it comes to Maths Genie, they have pretty much everything prepared. They know what they're doing, they have experience with these things. And when it comes to the question booklets, you can basically view the fully worked out answers to each question, which are very helpful in understanding the process of solving them. That's how useful these printable exam question sheets and booklets are to practice. Pretty much Maths Genie is a well-verified source, and it's something that has been in the Maths GCSE spectrum for a long time, even it does A-levels as well. It's been here for a very, very good time. And when it comes to the content organised, it's organised by grades. So all of the content is organised by the grade which it corresponds to. So it could be starting from grade 1 and getting progressively harder. And the website also makes it clear that all the content from grade 6 onwards is only for the higher tier, which helps to avoid confusion on what needs to be learned. So that's very, very important. And in terms of the grade 9, grade 8, grade 7, etc., if you can take that lightly, but to test yourselves, if you are able to do a grade 9 question, a grade 9 topic, then that's something that gives you a little bit more courage, a little bit more confidence. But I do urge you to make sure that you're able to do from grade 1 to grade 5 all the topics from there, then move on from grade 6, grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, because I can guarantee that most students don't realise that if you're able to answer all the questions from grade 1 to grade 5 topics, you should be at least able to get a grade 6, grade 7. A lot of students make that mistake. They want to only learn the grade 9 questions, but the grade 9 questions, you're only going to get 2 or 3 in the whole exam. When it comes to grade 8, you get 3 or 4 or 5. When it comes to grade 7, you get it increases as you go for each grade, and most of the questions are between the 4 to 6 range, so from grade 4 to grade 6. So it's like a spectrum. You can see this it's most of the time it's the average that there are most of. So make sure you be able to answer questions from grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, grade 6. I would mostly urge you to look from grade 4 to grade 6. Then, after you've been able to master those topics, then go from grade 7 to grade 9. That's more capable of getting that grade 8 to that grade 9 in GCSE Maths. So the content is organised by the grade. That's very, very important, and take the advantage of it to make sure that you've been able to answer all the topics and know which topics you're struggling on. You may find that a grade 9 topic is struggling for you. It doesn't mean that you have to know how to do it. If that means that it's going to waste a lot of your time, whereas you could focus on other topics, doesn't mean you have to spend on that grade 9 question, because you're only going to get one question. And when it comes to the grade 1 questions, that could be the 1 mark that could be a difference between you getting a grade 9 or grade 8 or grade 7, so on and so forth. So it's important to take advantage of these. And in terms of the website, there are exam papers, tests, predicted papers, walkthrough videos. There's the whole lots when it comes to Maths Genie. It's particular for each exam board, that's such as an Excel, OCR, AQA, to help you practice maths in exam-style formats. There are also accessible PDFs to be printed along with the mark schemes. When it comes to the papers, they are produced by Edexcel. When it comes to those Edexcel produced papers, they come with a set of example answers and a walkthrough video for each one as well. So it makes the most out of it. The predicted papers are exam style papers, which are also there as well, which can consider previous topics assessed in exams to try and predict possible topics you may be questioned on. as they are released shortly after and each exam is set, and their purpose is to help you focus your revision on unseen topics. So at the end of the day, I mentioned this a long time ago when it comes to one of the previous videos, such as the mentality video, all the other videos in my screen, on my channel. The only thing that the teachers can do is really focus their attention, or the people making the exams can focus their attention on what's in the specification. So the teachers can pretty much predict what's going to come up in the exam. If they take the effort, take the time, if you get the first paper, when you get the first paper out and it's a non-calculated paper, you can realise what's going to be tested in the maths calculated paper and the other maths calculated paper, because the people setting the exams have to be fair and accurate, and at the same time it's easier for the teachers to be able to predict. Maths Genie is a well-verified source. It's been here for many years. They know what they're doing. I do recommend Maths Genie as an extra resource, or if you do not like the way Seneca is represented, and you don't like the way Corbettmaths is represented and how they both go tie and tie with each other, Maths Genie, just for me, just to use, it's only is a very good website as well. But everyone is different, so it's important that I have 5 different websites that you must use to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths, and that's why I've stated Maths Genie as a website that could be more useful for others. I use all these websites and I recommend them all thoroughly. That's why they're in this video. In terms of the next websites, it is in the form of Quizlet, and many of you guys may ask, what is Quizlet? What is so fascinating about Quizlet? But I think this is a real underrated tool because of one word, which is flashcards. A lot of students don't like to read a book. A lot of students do not like to read revision notes. A lot of students are different. I was one of those students that cannot handle reading a piece of paper and waiting and reading. It doesn't go to my brain. Flashcards are one of the easiest ways to test yourself and see if you actually learned a topic. And when it comes to Quizlets, you're guaranteed to find hundreds of sets of cards for every GCSE Maths revision topic. I done a search today morning on Quizlet GCSE Maths, even though it's been a long time, and I see good revision sets there that are available, free to use for you to learn. And when it comes to Quizlet, you can play a game on it, so you can play games on it to refresh your memory. There are other things that I remember when I was using it for not only GCSE Maths but other topics as well, other subjects as well, is the fact that there are games for you to do. You can learn it on the go. I remember when I was going on the bus or going on the car, I used to just do a little bit of Quizlet as I go travel, when I go to school in the morning. If I'm going by bus or if I'm going by train, I'd use my phone to make the use out of Quizlets. So it's something that is very useful, because at the end of the day, it's just those 5-10 minutes which I talked about. I call it Maths 5 a day, GCSE 9-1 worksheets. When it comes to Quizlets, it's very simple things to do on a consistent basis, and they will add up over time. And when it comes to flashcards, I believe it's an underrated revision tool to boost your memory. I might do a separate video on just flashcards itself, something that can help you guys not only for GCSE Maths but GCSE Sciences, GCSE English, literally the whole spectrum. That could be a video that should come out in the future, which I should be able to make. But flashcards are one of the most underrated tool, and Quizlets is well verified in the source. It's been here for a long time, and it's something that I've been using to a large extent. So make sure you make the use out of Quizlet. Some people like to use flashcards, some people like to learn in small chunks. That's why I have 2 websites where you can learn in small chunks, such as flashcards in terms of Quizlet, and Seneca Learning. It's the same thing. It's bite-sized chunks on a consistent basis. The memory will start to add up. When it comes to Maths Genie and Corbettmaths, they're both similar, and even though Corbettmaths is also understanding the new idea of doing small every day, such as a 5 a day 9-1 worksheet, because that's the best way I recommend. As I mentioned in the mentality video, you have to do bit by bit. It's as if, how did you learn how to walk? You first learn how to stand. You then learn how to crawl. Then you learn how to walk, so on and so forth. It's everything you do bit by bit every day, and it comes to your memory. Why we brush our teeth in the morning? Because we always learn that again and again. Why we eat at lunch? Because we've been doing that for a long time. That's the same with revision. If you can do this time and time again on a consistent basis, you'll be able to get that into your memory, and it just comes second nature to you. And that's the most underrated tool, to make revision come second nature to you. The best revision students, the best ones that get grade 9, they make this process pretty easy, and that's what I'm trying to implement to you guys. Make GCSEs the easiest thing. I think that is the easiest thing, because I done everything the easy way and I was able to do very good. It did take me some time to hack this ability to hack this mindset, to get this ability to do good in GCSEs and tutor this techniques to others. It's something that I recommend largely to a large extent. Make sure you make the most use out of Quizlet. It's the fourth best website. It's not in order, but it's one of the best websites to use to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. And in terms of the final websites, this is not even a website. It is a website. It is your specification. It's not a website that you probably thought of something like I was going to give like another website to use, but the specification is something that a lot of students don't know what it is. I need to do a video just on specification because that's something I have to now teach to students. I remember the best thing that I was just like your situation. I was watching YouTube videos of people explaining how to get a grade 9 in this subject, how to get a grade 9 in that subject, and all of them have one thing in common. Use your specification. Grade 9 in GCSE Maths, to get stats, you need to know your specification. And you need to be able to use the information to guide your revision as a key tool. When it comes to specification, you know that it's a very good tool because it tells you exactly what's going to come up. If you want to know what's going to come up in terms of a particular topic, such as completing the square, it has a certain topics that you have to know about, just related to completing the square. So it's important. And use that to guide your revision. So you might have a checklist. Literally, there are checklists out there. If you can search on Google, checklists for an Excel GCSE Maths 921 specification. Tick the ones that you're already good at. Do each one. When you complete the whole thing, you've revised everything that can possibly come out. And also, it doesn't allow you to waste time on topics that are not going to come up. When it comes to CGP books, when it comes to Seneca Learning, when it comes to Corbettmaths, Maths Genie, Quizlets, these are all tailored towards your specification. Teachers teach tailored towards your specification. And when it comes to your specification, make sure you know how to do everything that is on the specification for your exam. They know, in terms of they, it means you, but make sure you know how to do everything that is on the specification for your exam. That's important. Because then there's that student that comes to me, sir, I forgot to revise this for the specification. And that was a 6 marker that came up in the exam. That was the final question. And I lost 6 marks. So it's important to have to be harsh, but the specification is one of the most underrated tools. If it was me, the first tool that I would use is the specification. Check what I've done, check what I haven't done. But Seneca Learning does it very well because it gives you the literal checklist for you. You can check which topics you have done. That's one of the ones that I recommend to a large extent, and that's why that was one of the best videos that I've done, because Seneca Learning is so underrated. A lot of students do think that this is just not good enough for you, but I've heard it time and time again. The students that I choose to get a grade 9, get a grade 8, get a grade 7, they said that I was literally banging out when it comes to Seneca Learning. I was on that 24/7. I spent at least 6 hours a day just on Seneca Learning, and Seneca Learning is guiding towards your specification. And in terms of specification, make sure you do not miss any important topics and check for yourself. If you're too bored to read what's in the specification, you can type in your specification and checklist and then tick the ones that you've done, tick the ones that you haven't done, and focus on those topics. And do not miss any important topics. The specification has everything there. When it comes to maths, it's a little bit more broad, but when it comes to other subjects such as sciences, when it comes to English, when it comes to other subjects such as history, geography, specification comes in very handy, and in maths it does as well, so that you'll be able to prepare for the sorts of questions they can ask, because a lot of students miss out that in the specification that there could be a particular grade 8 to 9 topic. Then that is very faint. No one realizes. But like, it's a massive big heading. It's just the last line of a topic, and that's the question that make a 6 mark question out of. I've seen this come time and time again. The specification is very clear in what it is going to teach, what is going to come up, but it's how you analyze it carefully and make the use out of it. And that's why I should do a video on how to use specification as well. The videos hopefully will be coming on a consistent basis, but these are the 5 best websites that I believe you must use to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. And if you enjoyed this video, in terms of the next video, it will be related to how to use Maths Genie to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. When it comes to Maths Genie, it's one of the most underrated tools. Our thoughts of doing how to use Maths Genie to make the most out of it There's a lot of resources there available in terms of Maths Genie, in terms of the YouTube channel, in terms of the videos, in terms of the exam style questions, in terms of the textbook questions. There's a lot of things there, and there's a lot of things for me to talk about and to make the most advantage of, and what you guys should be doing. You guys should pretty much replicate what I'm doing and completely apply it to yourself, and you should be able to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths, and I recommend Maths Genie to a very, very large extent. So I do urge you to click the video on your screen, and this is the one that suggests that is how to use Maths Genie to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths and get closer to getting a grade 9 in your GCSE Maths. Thank you for watching.